A man is standing by the bridge. He's ready to jump into the water because his life is ruined. He's got bad news all his life. Just as he's about to jump, a man comes running. Hey, 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 wait, wait. I'm a motivational speaker. Give me 10 minutes and I will tell you what is so great about life. And then I'll give you 10 minutes. And then you can tell me what's so bad about life. And then you can make a rational decision. 20 minutes later, they both jump into it. The moral of the story is, beware of the experts. Now that I have laid out my credentials, let's begin the art of evaluation. When we talk about evaluation, what I am going to do today is I'm going to give you something nobody else gives, no other speaker gives. That is, I'm going to give you 100% guarantee. If you follow the steps that I'm going to give you, I will give you 100% guarantee that you will win the contest. If you don't, I'll give you money back. Now, with the small caveat though, the contest that you are going to win is going to be the contest where you're competing against yourself. Yes, I know you don't want to hear that. But let me tell you, when you say you want to win a contest, what you're essentially doing is you're giving the power away to the judges. But you might say, well, what's the problem? I can do better. As long as I do better, I will be selected, right? Well, maybe the judges will select you. Maybe they won't. The art of judging in Toastmasters, buy me a beer and I'll tell you all about it. But right now, what I want to talk about is something beyond just impressing the judges. What I want to talk about is actually doing better than you were the previous day. Getting to be a better evaluator. That's the main purpose. Now, think about running a race, right? You're in your lane, you're running. What can you do to make the other person go slower? There's nothing you can do. No. As long as you're running fast, that's the only thing that you can do. Same thing with speaking. If you're competing for evaluation, there's nothing you can do to make that other person give a lower quality speech. Unless, like you said, you pay him a visit, break his legs. What are you going to do, eh? So, that being said, what you want to do is you want to make sure that the lane that you are running on, that's better than what you had were yesterday or day before yesterday. As long as you keep doing that, you could win or you may not win, but as long as you go faster than you were yesterday, eventually you will win. So don't keep that as the main focus of getting better. Okay? So the other people will compete and it's their story. That's not your story. Now, when you're trying to get better at evaluation, your focus should be not on the judges, but on the speaker. Right? If it's on the speaker, let me ask you, what is the first quality? What is the first topmost skill that you look for in a speaker? Anybody? Yes?
Confidence.
Confidence? Anybody else? Anybody else?
Physical appearance.
Physical appearance, okay. All right. Anybody else? Yes?
You can hear the speaker.
If I can hear the speaker, okay. Yes?
Authenticity.
Authenticity, okay. Yes?
Do they connect with the audience?
To connect with the audience, I like that answer. Well, I'll go with that answer because I have my speech prepared on it. All your answers are excellent, but let's go with that answer. Okay. I love public speaking. All right, so connecting with the audience, that's the best part. Because if you don't connect with the audience, if you have a grand speech and you gave it eloquently, and then you're very polished, what's the point if you don't connect with the audience? You know what we do? We have a problem. The problem we have is in the movie Titanic. The captain keeps going forward because he's so confident that the iceberg would not stop the ship. And what's happening is his experience is actually going against him. So similarly in Toastmasters, we learn so many things about techniques of speech, and as soon as we look at the speaker, we immediately go into those. Oh, set of threes. Oh, you had a beginning, ending, conclusion. Oh, you had a vocal variety. My favorite, you know what my favorite is? Hologram. Hologram. You guys familiar with that? You placed your child here, and then you stepped on the child. How could you do that? That's because we immediately go into the techniques. What's important is, let me tell you what happened in 1863. Sure. Some of you, no, none of you are there. 1863, Abraham Lincoln gave a Gettysburg Address. What happened in that Gettysburg Address is he spoke for 2 minutes, and before that, I think it was President Everett. He spoke for 2 hours. And after that, Lincoln spoke for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And he captured the audience. And what I have read about the speech is he had lots of ahs and ums, and he wasn't eloquent. And if we had been there, we would have said, ahs and ums, sets of threes, oh, you don't have that. What's the point? Why does it matter? As long as, if I can stand here before you, and if I can connect with you, who cares if I have ahs and ums? Who cares if I have sets of threes or sets of fives? Who cares if I use the conclusion of it? All that matters is I have something inside me and I want you to get it. That's all that matters. Everything else is details. Now, when you talk about connection, every day, every time you speak to someone, now, I'm sure you've heard this, all speaking is public speaking unless you're talking to yourself, mind, right? All speaking is public speaking. So you're trying to get a raise from your boss, you're doing public speaking, you're trying to connect. If you're trying to get your husband to mow the lawn, do the dishes, do the laundry, drive him crazy, you are trying to connect with the people that you're talking to. If you don't connect, nothing will happen. So the number one thing that you want to make sure is the speaker is connecting with the audience. Connection, that's important. Now, here's the thing. How do you connect? What does that mean? Does it even mean anything? Connecting with the audience. What does that mean? Am I connecting with you? How do I know? How do you know I'm connecting with you? So, rather than just leave it vague and just tell you, okay, look for the connection and then go evaluate, what I have done is I have created a formula that you can use. So you can do it. That formula shows that you can find out about the connection based on how the connection makes you something. The effects of connection. Now there are 3 things a speaker is supposed to do when he's speaking. Either one or all of them. If he can do all of them, that's great. Number 1, think, feel, do. Those are the 3 things a speaker is supposed to make an audience have the experience of. You listen to a speaker and you say, I am smarter than a monkey. I didn't know that. The speaker is making you think of something. Feel. You want to make sure you feel something. I want to kill my husband today. Yes, I feel it. It's the feeling. And to do, yes. I want to schedule an appointment next week. You have the sex change operation. Yes. You see, all these things are how the speaker influences the audience members. Now, that's how you evaluate a speaker. What I have done is I have come up with a methodology, and I'm going to give you this, where there are three categories. There are three categories. Number one, think. See that picture? Oh, it's a heart. To-do list, right? I'm going to give you this. What I'm going to make someone do is I have a speaker. I'm going to ask the speaker to come here and give you a speech, a 5 to 7 minute speech. I'm going to give you this template. What I want everyone to do is fill this template, and then we'll talk about evaluating that person after it's finished. Now, let me tell you how it should be done. For each of these, think, feel, and do. If the speaker makes you think something, right? How well has the speaker made you think? Based on that, rate this from low to high. Okay? Depending on where you think your thinking has been affected because of the speaker. Number two, feel. How did the person change your feelings, the speaker? Low to high. The same thing with to do. Does the speaker make you do something specific? Because of the speech, are you going to do something specific in the future? If so, go ahead and put that. Now, what exactly you're thinking, or he or she makes you think, write down those things. What exactly you feel because of the speech, write down those things. Now, you don't have to have 5 or 6 things to think about before you can rate this person high. It's just one thing the speaker may make you think, and that's great. When you put that, that's fine. Right? The same thing with to do. Because of the speech, do you have some to-do list? Have you been able to create a to-do list? If so, do it. Now, here's the thing. You write those things. Next column, write down why. Why do you think the speaker made you think? Why is it that speaker made you feel that? Why is it that speaker made you create that to-do list? Here is where our techniques come in. Remember all those techniques that I was talking about? Well, you use those techniques. You guys are so familiar with that, I'm not going to go into the techniques of the speech. Everybody knows what a good speech is. Now, try to connect with what happened to you inside you, and try to come up with why it happened. Why did you start thinking? Because the speaker did something. Because of the speaker's vocal variety, gestures. The speaker did something that made you think, feel, or do. So write those things. Now, you can also say, well, I didn't feel that way because the speaker didn't do this. Or when the speaker did this, I lost the connection. Or whatever it is that you think was harming these things. Write down those things also. Okay? So why is your techniques? The techniques that you're familiar with, or the whys. So then plus or minus. If it's positive, plus, put plus. If it's negative, put minus. Now what you do is you can't talk about everything. So choose 4 pluses and 3 minuses. And when you're talking, talk about 3 pluses, 3 minuses, and end with the best plus. Okay? And that's what you do from these two. And then your deliveries is up to you. Each person can deliver differently because you put your own flavor into the delivery. But that's how you evaluate the speaker, so that the speaker gets what he or she wants. I remember last year I had this humor speech, and I was practicing it in different clubs, and I went to the clubs and I practiced with them. I got some feedback and I was changing my speech, and at one point it was a speech that I was very comfortable with. I was getting many laughs on the speech. And then, you know what happened? I went to this corporate club. I gave the speech there, and I got a thunderous silence. Not a single person laughed. I'm thinking to myself, what happened? Must be something wrong. I didn't connect in some way. How I wish someone from the audience members actually sat with me afterwards and told me why it didn't connect with them. Wouldn't that have been gold for me if the audience members had done that? That's what you're offering to the speaker. Think of it that way. You're doing a service. You're not there to compete. You're there to offer a service to the speaker. So keep the speaker in mind. You're there for the speaker. So once you focus on the speaker, focus on yourself goes away, and then you lose all that tension and stress of competing. Go there to offer something to the speaker. Okay? So now what I want to do is I would like to get a speaker over here. I'm going to distribute these things to you. And while it's being distributed, any questions for me before we begin with the speech? You can pass some in the back. Any questions before the speaker comes? You start speaking. Everybody understand the techniques? Yes, sir.
Are you looking for, as a speaker, you now in the audience, are you looking for some body language feedback that you are in fact connecting with the audience?
Feedback about me?
Yes.
You
or any speaker, but do you have any techniques to help us identify if we are indeed connecting?
You're saying you want to give feedback about my speech right now?
No. I'm saying if I'm up there and I'm looking at the audience, is there something that you can share that you've used in the past to say, I am connecting with the audience?
Oh, yes. I got this from a friend of mine, and I've been told many times to look someone in the eye, not stare so that make you uncomfortable. Look for 3 seconds or 4 seconds and then move on to the other person. What's possible is when I look someone in the eye, there is some kind of, I've been told, some kind of a message that I get from you that you're connecting with me. Okay, so once I get that, then you move on to the other person. If somebody is just looking at you and the person is daydreaming, then you probably have to move on to somebody else. Because if they are in the room, there is a way to connect with that person. There is some cue you get from that person. Or you just look at the person, keep nodding the person and nod, and then hopefully you move on to the next person.
So there is no real formula per se?
No, they won't. They'll not say, yes, I connected, yes.
Well, no, I understand. It's not going to come like that, but I just wondered if
Right.
you had some observations.
Yes.
And you made it clear that you can kind of quotes tell.
Yes. All right, question? Everybody got it, or?
Do we have any more?
Yes. How many more do we need? How many didn't get it? Only one? Everybody else got? Everybody got it? All right. So no, you had a question? Somebody had a question?
Yeah,
Yes.
did you figure out why in the corporate club didn't you get the connection?
I spoke to someone, but not from the club itself. They were afraid of laughing. It was a corporate environment where you don't laugh. So there are many companies, it may be hard to believe, they don't laugh in meetings. They were treating that as a meeting, and it was as if someone had to give permission to them to laugh. And then also, you need to have a laugher in the audience. If someone can laugh, everybody will follow. Comedy is hard that way. So they didn't have a laugher. If their manager had started laughing, everybody would have laughed. Maybe they felt, oh, my manager's not laughing. Why should I laugh? There are many things. So anyway, now what I would like to do is I would like to introduce a speaker, and just like it is done in the contest, I am not going to say anything except his name, and then we can follow that, and then we'll talk about evaluating that person. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to evaluate Roy. We need to get you a partner, so this is what we're going to do. Everybody turn to the person to the left of you. Look at the person to the left of you. All right, now look at the person to the right of you. Now say hello to the more attractive person. Okay, fine. Fine, you choose your own partner. But what we're going to do now is, for the next 3 minutes, I'm going to give you 3 minutes, during which time you write down what you thought of Roy's speech based on the paper that I gave you. 3 minutes, and after 3 minutes, we will have you talk amongst your partners. So I'll give you 3 minutes. If you could, 3 minutes go fast. If you could find a partner and discuss what you thought about Roy's speech with your partner for the next 2 minutes. We don't have much time. So find a partner and discuss what you thought for 2 minutes. 2 minutes are up. I don't have much time. So let's discuss for the next 4 minutes in a group environment what you thought about Roy's speech. Anybody wants to go first? Toastmasters, you guys jump at this. Yes. All right. I am under time constraint myself. I need a minute to conclude. So thank you all for your feedback for Roy. So what I want to say is when we are giving feedback, what we call constructive criticism, it's fine to give that because that's how we grow. My only suggestion is if you're telling the person there's something wrong, make sure there is an actionable item that you can give to the person. There's something that the person can do to fix that. Just vaguely say, "Oh, you didn't connect with me." What does that mean? What should the person do? And that's what I would suggest you do. Please, if you're offering some critical suggestions, do that. But please, let there be an action item that person can actually do so that the person can take it to the next level. So when you're in the contest, make sure you follow these rules. Once you follow these rules, you give the person everything, then you come back and sit down, and you relax. Don't worry about the judges. You've already won. Mr. Toastmaster.